I'm going to take it a corner at a time, starting at the back. The first thing to do is to look at your model, really important. It's going to be different from mine, but just to get a general idea of how I'm working, I'm looking at this line here, which is not very far down from the button at the top, and I've measured it from the bottom as best I can from the bottom here. So I've got a line roughly there. Again, I'm being generous. So I'm going to take this off here first on this corner. So putting my model here and referring to my model, I'm just going to take that straight across there, not worrying about the depression. So we're looking from high spot to high spot. So I can see that this is curving around like that. So even though I haven't drawn it, drawn it, I'm going to see if I can just move that, merge this cut in with this one. And of course this one is going to go right down to the back eventually. Okay, so when I've done that corner, I'm going to move to this corner over here. Okay. So again, looking at my model, forgetting the depression here, I'm looking for that plane across there, which comes across to this line here, which I've drawn in again generously above the top here. So remember, this is big picture, not trying to be too accurate almost at the moment. So I'm going to take all this across there in this angle like that. But again, keeping an eye on my model as I go along. So. At the top here, I'm coming fairly close to where my top ridge is, so I'll be about in here. So there's wood to come back here and down there. Now I can turn to looking at this part over here. I hope you can see that there's a big plane that could come across here. So if I had a knife and I could go between this point here and this point here and the edge, I could just cut that off like this. So what I'm interested in is following from that line and that line straight down here like this, not worrying about this hollow at the moment. The bill, of course, arcs here, so this is a high spot at here, but this bill will in fact go down to about half its height about here. So all that will start happening as I take this corner off. So I put my model there again, get my medium deep gouge, do something like this, and keeping an eye on that, start removing wood. Now I'm going to just drop the nose of the bill down to there. So So this point here now, this plane from the junction there that we marked in to down to here in a straight line, so from there get that a straight line. That is now a finished surface, or will be very close to that. Now is this plane here from that point to that point. So that's now two very good reference points. I'll clean that up a little bit. So we know from there that this is going over like that and round. So from this reference point we can start coming over here. And we also know that this here comes around up to this junction there on the wood where we cut it out. So we can bear that in mind as we come round. I will set in the edge of this correctly later, so it's not quite, obviously it's come from the bandsaw, it's not quite right, but for now just we'll get this main curving over shape here. And then we'll do a little bit on this side. So I'm now on to this corner of the hat. Pretty steep down here, but still rounding over this part of the bill. I've also marked this line here, and I'm aware that there's a sort of slight change here, so I don't want to come too far back into that. So again, look at my hat, making some assessments of the big picture. We can start taking wood off here. Slightly deeper one. here's the hat at the end of that stage. It's a first pass that's removed the corners, so the original square block is now looking a bit more cap-like. But not very. We still have some work to do, and that'll involve refining these surfaces and starting to take away a few of those hollows that we've seen in the cap here.